All right, Nation, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. My name is Law Nation, LAW Nation. Let's talk about this. Apparently, or allegedly, Odell Beckham Jr. love to get you know what on. It's crazy. Google his story, is crazy. Now, this is all allegation for the nation. Now, I don't know whether or not it's true or not or who said it. I heard pieces and parts of it that the thoughts are out there saying it. So I don't know whether or not that counts as relative information. Nevertheless, we're going to talk about Cowboy stuff now. I just had to get that out there because that was the bizarre story. It's over everybody's timeline. You know, Odell Beckham Jr. this, Odell Beckham Jr. that. I thought the brother had something else going on, but it's crazy. People have crazy fetishes out there. It's just that crazy. Nevertheless, we're going to talk about this Dallas Cowboys situation as it relates to the starting lineup, my biggest reservations. Can I say that? I'm going to start off with that, and then I can tell you guys other things that I love, right? You guys okay with that? All right, nevertheless, let's go with it. My biggest reservation is Anthony Get Down Brown. They got him listed as the starting cornerback on the outside. That's Anthony Brown. I'm like, where's Worley at on this list? Maybe they're going to do some type of rotational situation. So you mean to tell me that AB was the guy that was showing up, showing out in practice and training camp? That is cause to pause. But when I look at this list, it's on my little phone right here, I also see my dog Diggs on there. Although he is changing his number, which is allegory. Dude is changing his number from 31 to 27, and that's a number that he's more accustomed to in these sorts of things. So shout out to him. I thought the 31 was just a little bit more sweeter than the 27, but it's just numbers. You claim your own number, right? You hold it down like 5,000 pounds on your own. And I think Bradley and I, he went from 51 to 56. But who's counting, right? Numbers are numbers. Not a big deal. So I will say this. Week 1, we would know everything we need to know about these DBs. Let me repeat, we would know everything we need to know about these DBs. Jerry Wayne Jones already said that, hey, he liked Xavier Woods. And that's what, let me look on this thing again. Oh, I see Darian Thompson and Xavier Woods. He feels that Xavier Woods will be ready week 1. So we'll find out. He said this morning on the 105.3 The Fan, he said that, hey, he feels that Xavier Woods can get the job done. Trust me, I like X Woods. And he would admit to it as well that, hey, he had multiple chances and opportunities, and somehow one way or another, he kept dropping those situations. Now, when you got a new team out there as it relates to coaching philosophy and everything else, maybe, just maybe, we can look back at this thing and say, you know what? All this offseason, he focused on those hands. And maybe he went over to the coaching staff and said, hey, I was right there, right by the ball, playing patty cake with it. Matter of fact, I was sitting there trying to play volleyball with the football at multiple times. How can I now retrieve the ball out of the sky? And maybe coaches work that out with him. You know, that could be a possibility. Also, of course, we know Cam Erving is actually starting right tackle. They got him on this list. And we understand that, hey, La'el Collins got all of those coins, all of those bags of money, and said, you know what, I'm not going to work out this off season. They got the pandemic going on. I'm going to show up out of shape. Nevertheless, right, he only going to be missing 3 games. Hopefully, he's working the chords. He's doing plyometrics, calisthenics. He's doing all of that stuff to get ready. I know that the excuse line will be, hey, my hip's bad, you know? Kind of like you get crossed over and you say, man, I wore the wrong shoes, or you get abused out there on the field. Hey, I had the wrong size cleats. Let me go change my cleat size. Oftentimes, Cowboy Nation, I'll tell y'all a quick story. You'll see teams getting mollywopped in the first half, and then they say, well, it's our cleat size. You know, it had a little rain here and there, and I couldn't get adjusted to the field. Let me change out my cleats. And they go change out their cleats. And they get back out there on the field, and the exact same thing happened again. And they say, you know what, we just wasn't prepared to play this week. You know, that could be the situation in the scenario. Just putting that out there. Oh, I'm looking at kickoff and punt return. Guess who they got starting at this type of situation? My dog, Cedric Wilson, at the kickoff return. And oh, trust and believe, they got my dog TP out there. That's good. I don't see, let me see. Oh, it's the backup guy to do that. Oh, it could be in a pinch. The guy that wears number 88, CD for TD. When I look at this team, they can list these charts however they want to list them. But the main thing is, Cowboy Nation, it's what they do on a Sunday. It's what they do on a Monday. It's what they do on a Thursday. And occasionally, when we make it to the playoff or what have you, is what they would do on those occasionally Saturdays. Cowboy Nation, this team got to be focused. They got to stay locked in. They got to stay grit to the grind. And they got to go out there and make things happen. There's three type of people out there in the world, right? You might want to write this down. A person to go out there and make things happen. A person to go out there and watch things happen. And the person just say, hey, what just happened? What's going on? How is this going on right here? What this team did to us on a Sunday or a Monday or a Thursday night? You got to be the team to go out there and make things happen. Rearrange this organization. Be ready. On G, waiting on O, right? And force O to go their way. That is what this team got to be about. That should be the focal point of this particular team, Cowboy Nation. And on top of that, when we think about this particular team heading into week 1, everything that happened last year does not matter. Everything starts this weekend. Setting the tone, letting people know, hey, this is what we're going to bring to the table. Jerry Wayne Johnston gave the LA Rams a little nugget today. He said that, hey, we're going to see more sets of Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott out there on the field at the same time for your mind. And I can't wait to see it because we knew last year, put TP and Ezekiel Elliott out there. Don't just wait until Ezekiel Elliott is used all the way up, and then you put TP out there and say, hey, make it happen. Although you would want that to happen and take advantages of the situation and the opportunity, but got to put that booty in there, right? You got to understand that players need to get into a rhythm, get into the flow, get into the vibe, make sure that they know where they're supposed to be with their alignments and assignments. I believe deep down in my heart that Mike McCarthy knows just that. So that's why you're going to see Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard out there at the same time. And of course, we may have to call for help. And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe they have the 2 tight end sets because we got weakness on that front 5 offensive line. So maybe, just maybe, they will bring in the Blake Jarwin and the Blake Bell at the same time. Maybe they have the Schultz out there. Maybe we have to start off with 12 personnel. But I'm thinking that they can flex this thing out, flex it out, and this is how they can flex it out, Cowboy Nation. Ezekiel is a hell of a blocker. Let me know if I'm lying. You might can keep Ezekiel Elliott out there and have TP to run the rock. It's all about adaptations and making these adjustments now. We didn't have good adjustment for 13 years. Let that sink into your mental. I'm adding the 3 because with Wade Phillips, we definitely didn't do a lot of good adjustments. It was the same situation, so you might as well add the 13. Might as well say 13 years. So we will find out week 1 if this team can make the necessary adjustments. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and I got to talk about this. Unity is always a must. I think that what's going on in the temperature of this climate and the temperature of this world is that when people can work together and fight for a common cause, then everything else will be fine.